We have come to ask for the sacred cross dagger of Ajanti.
For what reason?
For the golden child.
He does not need it.
To save his life.
The child lives for our sakes, not for his own.
I humbly beg you, let us have the knife.
Let him ask it.
I said, I want the knife.
Let him ask again.
I want the knife. Please. Who are you, Monty Hall now? You must be Carol Merrill. Don't spill any water. This is crazy.
Keep your thought as pure as the water.
Yeah, this water ain't really that pure.
Neither are you. I give you this advice. Stay on the path.
You got it. I'm so afraid of the dark, too. There's a piece of cake. There's a piece of cake, okay? Hey, there's no floor. There's no ground. Wait a minute, I got it. There's a ground. You making it look like it's no ground. To see if I'm gonna be scared and run back and say, there's a ground. There's a ground, Monty. There's no ground here!
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and you're listening to Three Black Geeks. I'm the honorary brother.
So, last time we touched on the Eddie Murphy movie, very successful. People love our Eddie Murphy month, because Eddie Murphy is funny.
That was like 8 years. That was like 8 years ago.
Yeah,
what was the last movie we did? Oh, actually, no. The last Eddie Murphy movie we did was Life, actually.
Yes. Aha.
Yeah, like we don't touch that nigga like that. Touch that nigga. Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
So when it comes to Eddie Murphy in the 80s, he was gold. You put him in a movie in the 80s, you were guaranteed a hit.
Yeah.
Or at least be entertained.
Or entertained.
Or you just have a bunch of critics saying that Eddie Murphy sucks. Right? You know what? What was it? What is it? Is it any time that a black man gets power, white people just hate for no reason? Is that what it is, man?
Possibly.
Because Eddie was pulling down money in the 80s like a mother, man. This
happens to every upcoming black actor, black actor, musician, entertainer, sports athlete, whatever you want to call it. This always happens. It's like society looks at them and they start thinking, well, wait a minute, this guy's doing a little too good. I don't want to give him this many awards, and I don't think he should be getting this much success from just off of these couple of movies or these songs or this one album or whatever.
You know,
It's
bad.
and it happened a lot in the 80s.
You know, it's bad enough that I say when black people do it to ourselves, I say it's bad enough when we do it. Then we do it all the time. I remember, I remember, I know how like people go on like good example now, like Key and Peele. People will talk about how much they hate them. Believe it or not, that's happened before. You know, it's like this happened before. We said this about other comedians that do too much. Hell, I heard about Kevin Hart not too long ago. Like, damn, that nigga's in too much shit. We, we do that a lot, and it's weird.
But
it always comes off negative even when you're popular as hell. You're gonna have a big wave of people saying that no, you fucking suck, no matter what.
But here's the thing.
That's just amazing.
But here's the thing. I always give it is, in an age where Hollywood is trying to find bankable stars that can make money, it's very few and far between now. You know, because Kevin Hart, you throw him in a movie, you're going to make money. Even stuff like Get Hard with him and Will Ferrell, that shit made money.
Yeah.
You put him and Ice Cube in a movie,
fails,
it's going to
really
make money. Like The Rock is another one. You throw him in a movie, even that Hercules movie, it made money overseas, and that's what made that movie its budget back. I mean, are they going to do a sequel? Probably not, but, like, motherfuckers ate that shit up.
I think Hollywood is slowly trying to get the idea that, hey, maybe these black stars are doing something, but then again, they always do something to, you know, take it back 5 more steps, and it makes no sense at all. So it's hard to really have a lot of faith in what Hollywood can do. But you know, that's a different conversation that we can get.
So in the 80s, Eddie is coming off of 48 Hours, Trading Places, and Beverly Hills Cop. So his next movie was Golden Child, which, you know, even as a kid watching it, it was very weird. It's like, so Eddie Murphy is in a mystical kind of adventure movie. That's weird. You know what? This falls under the 2 weird genres that we got in the 80s. That was Adventure Islands and mystical Asian magic. This was like basically the black version of Big Trouble in Little China without
extra shit. I was just about to say that. CJ. In fact, I want to ask y'all something. When was the first time y'all seen Golden Child?
I'm gonna say, you know what? After talking to you about it, Eris, I thought about it. I was probably 6 years old, so I'm gonna say 88, 89.
Same here. I saw it on HBO, 89.
Like, same thing with me. I didn't know about Golden Child until after I saw Beverly Hills Cop, and I think I saw Beverly Hills Cop 2, and I saw Coming to America. So yeah, around 88, 89, same time as you guys.
And
it had to be around that time.
If you think about it, even as a kid, I thought it was a weird movie, but I watched it because Eddie Murphy is hilarious, and also Charlie Dance. That guy has. When we did Last Action Hero, I loved him because he played a very funny villain in that movie.
Yeah, he played Benedict.
And in this one,
Charlie Dance is one of the, when you really looked at his resume, he is one of the better villains in television and in movies, man. Just straight up.
And he is Sir Tywin Lannister in Game of Thrones.
The man died on his shitter.
Yes, he did.
With an arrow in his chest.
Yes, he did. In grand fashion.
I must say Charlie Dance. The guy you get when Shecky Cario is too busy.
This is true.
Charlie Dance. Hey, I want Jean Reno, but I don't want Jean Reno. Get somebody.
I want Jean Reno, but I don't want to spend a lot of money.
I mean, it's funny too because
Charlie Dance. Look, man, if I'm gonna spend a little extra bit of money, I'm gonna get a halfway decent character actor here.
Yo, it's just funny because he's been like low key slumming it in the Underworld movies as like a vampire elder, and I forget that he's in those movies. I was about to say, he in Underworld. I was just about to say, wasn't he in Underworld? Yeah, he's one of the vampire elders, and I'm like, oh, it's Charlie Dance. He's back. All right, cool.
You know what, CJ? Since you and I actually watched this show, given the second season that's coming out, do you think Charlie Dance can fit into the Badlands?
I wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me whatsoever because he will fit right in.
Yeah. Producers into the Badlands. Please, Charlie Dance. Put him in there.
I mean, he's done with Game of Thrones. Yo, you know he voiced it in Witcher 3?
Oh,
You know
I've
what?
done
I'm not
some-
shocked. I'm not shocked he did.
Because that fits right up his alley. I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. But Charlie Dance in this movie, he plays freaking Sardo Numpsy. As, you know, or as Eddie Murphy's character says, my sweet brother Numpsy.
Brother Noomsy. Brother Noomsy. That being also said, I'm just going to put it also out there. It's nice that he played fully financed white guy that knows Asian magic. That is a weird one because that is actually, because real talk, everybody, actually, he is the closest thing to Geese Howard we will get in real life. I am not even
If
kidding
Geese
you.
Howard can transform into a demon.
And
No.
rock a beard as cold as his.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, bruh. I'm just saying, man. That's the closest we're going to get to Geese Howard, man. Fully financed. I know the Asian arts. Fuck with a nigga. That's what he is.
Now, Eddie Murphy is also opposite a very lovely chick by the name of Charlotte Lewis.
Oh yes, Charlotte Lewis.
When you can't get Ray Dawn Chong, I guess she's the next best step.
When you don't want Ray Dawn.
You know what?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Eris, come here. Take this, man. This is a new cigar I got that my dad wanted to give me. I was like, nah, nigga, I'm not old enough for the shit. What you just did was spit out a night. You spit out a good out. You just spit out a good old. I'm 55 years old. I got them little weave sandals on. I'm going to the Charlie Wilson concert line right there, my nigga. That was amazing. I give you this, sir. You have earned it.
Because let's be real about this. And maybe this was a sign of where Hollywood was at the time. It's like, hey guys, you realize there are other black women? Nope. Just her and Ray Dawn Chong. And it's like, not even
a black woman. The fact that they got an English. She's an English actress who plays an Asian woman from Tibet.
Yeah, because I'm like 3 ways confused on how she works, period.
Kudos to her, though. She is part Asian. To their credit, I will give them that. There was no ambiguity. It's like, oh, she has a little Asian in her, which she does.
See, you got it.
Like a quarter.
And see, look, and see, you got it wrong, guys, with the whole little thing about, well, you can't get this. No. Charlotte Lewis. Tia Carrera's a little bit too Asian.
That is true.
Tia Carrera's a little too Asian.
Here's Tia Carrera. Look, here's Tia Carrera. Dude.
I'm Filipino, of course. Come on.
No, it's like no. She's like everything. She's like Hawaiian, Filipino, Japanese, a quarter Asian, a quarter black. She's everything.
She does play.
She
literally plays everything.
You know what, man?
She's literally Pocahontas, bruh. You know how they modeled Pocahontas out of all the different women in the world, which I got to be honest with you was a fucking insult to all Native American women. But that's what Tia Carrera is. She's a mix of everything beautiful.
You know what, man? You know what also dawned on me watching this movie? If they did Doctor Strange in the 80s, Charlie Dance could be Doctor Strange.
See,
you sure?
Hold on.
Oh, Doctor Strange. You know what, dude? I messed up. I thought you said who. I'm like, nigga, what the? I was about to go on you.
No.
Now hold on. Now CJ. Going off, like just going back to Charlotte. She's actually Irish, English, and her father is Chilean and half Iraqi.
Okay. Wow. Huh.
I didn't hear Cambodian.
Now, one part of that is Asian, bro.
Look, bruh, if you said she was a if you said she was a 10th Mongolian, I would have been like, there it is.
Now, here's the thing. Rounding out the cast, you got James Hong, because he's a fucking 80s staple in movies.
Now, I asked this to Eris earlier. This is technically our first James Hong movie, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
How is it possible that we have done Asian cinema and we have done enough 80s movies too, and we still haven't touched James Hong once?
I'll tell you one
because
thing.
Because this is one of the few. This is actually one of the few, like one of the few 80s movies that introduces mystical Asian magic stuff You don't really cover that much.
Can I be honest with you? I'm surprised the world didn't blow up at the collision of Victor Wong and James Hong in the same movie.
Oh, back to back again? Like, bro, they just came. Look, they just came off the set of like a Big Trouble in Little China.
And real talk. And real talk. Both of them niggas ran into each other back then in the 1940s during the war, man. So come on, man.
Well, also another Big Trouble in Little China person is Peter Kwong, because he was one of Lopan's minions.
Yeah.
Yep, he was.
It's like, you know, it's like we said. I really believe they just borrowed like a small portion of the cast of Big Trouble in Little China. They just say, you know, let's just get these three guys here. Y'all literally walked off the set of the movie.
Oh,
Come over here. We doing the Golden Child. Look, Lopan, we don't need to dress you up or nothing like that. You can just be regular, you know, just be a regular dude. You good. Victor Wong, you can be silly. We're saving you for like one of the we're gonna save you for like one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah.
Here's Victor. It's because of my eye, isn't it? Like
kinda.
Yeah, kinda. Like, here's Victor. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. I know. Yeah, I know.
Now, rounding out all this, we also got another staple of the '80s, Randall Tex Cobb.
Yeah.
He was you throw a rock and he was in every '80s movie as that dude, and I don't blame him because he plays one of Charlie Dance's also henchmen, and he was actually this is the second movie we did because he was in Ace Ventura. So there's that.
And let's also not forget the Golden Child. The Golden Child, like the title itself, the Golden Child, played by JL
Reet, who, by the way, they have a recent picture. That was a chick.
Yep, I saw that. I saw that picture like a couple of years back. I was like, huh. So
I thought it was a boy. Girl. I really thought it was a boy. I was like, oh, huh.
But then again, this does go off of that. This does go off of something that I'm not gonna say Hollywood does this, or hell, I say people in movies in general do this all the time, where they can cast a woman to play a boy, especially considering this character is young, really didn't talk that much at all.
Yeah,
and
actually didn't talk. Period. Actually,
yeah, didn't. No. I mean, like the Golden Child actually did talk, like once or twice.
Ah, okay.
You know,
I barely remember if he did talk or not. Yeah, you're right.
But he did, like Golden Child talk. Like he definitely talked about it.
Now the thing about the Golden Child and stuff, when we get through this intro, is the fact that the Golden Child, when he touches you, he can basically control you to his bidding and stuff. And when he's getting kidnapped, he touches one of Numsi's men, and Numsi attacks him, and you figure out, oh yeah, you need to keep your distance from him because otherwise, he's going to end up controlling, you know, me and stuff. So they abduct him from this temple and stuff. And
by the way, CJ, real quick, don't let him touch you. Yeah, nice, good looking out there, Numsi. I wish you could have did that about a good 5 minutes before you walked through the door with your big dramatic establishing shot entrance.
Now, Eddie, we cut to the intro, and we found out Eddie's character is a social worker, and he's basically looking for a missing chick, and he's on TV, and he's getting kind of fed up because the guy on the TV show is just kind of fucking with him the whole time, and he's just like, yeah, man, give me the microphone.
He's giving zero shits about whatever Eddie has to say, and I like how every time Eddie kept trying to explain why he was there, who he was looking for, dude would just take the mic away from him and just start talking about whatever the hell he wanted to talk about. He's like, I was actually interested in doing that particular job. Is there like a class I got to go through at the community college or something? And I like how Eddie is just trying to ignore him. He's maintaining his composure, and then Eddie loses his shit when he decides to focus his attention on the damn tortoise.
The line that had me rolling was when he was like, yeah, this girl's name is Cheryl Tanner. Oh, that's cool, Chandler. So let's talk about this tortoise, and Eddie just has it look like this motherfucker.
He's a man. The hell with your tortoise, man. This little girl is missing.
I like how the dude takes the mic and he's like, "Nah, shut up. All right, shut up."
I like how he tried to cut the camera. He looked at the camera like, yeah, look, cut the camera. He's like, no, you put that camera back on me or else I'm gonna bust your ass.
Yo, and then homegirl is watching the TV and she's like, I like the cut of this guy's jib. Let me go get him.
maybe he's the golden Negro that was coming in my dreams.
Hey, to show how
he is the quote unquote the chosen one.
Hey, to show how black his character is, we cut to him on the playground with a do-rag. Salute, sir. Salute.
Hey,
Bruh.
Hey.
He had the do-rag, the sweatband. He had that joint tied in like a double and triple knot.
I know, right?
Super duper long cape on the end. I'm like, bruh, I actually remember those.
Dude, when is the last time you've ever seen a movie, even up till now, we see a brother in a do-rag that's not a thug?
I mean, he's just rocking that shit just to play basketball.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
I hate to be topical, but Eddie, I felt Eddie's pain. What's going on in DC right now with all those girls coming missing? I feel Eddie's pain right now. Why the hell are we talking about everything else in this city? There's a sex ring around here. We need to stop that shit.
Yo,
and it is kind of ironic that that this movie got selected for us to talk about on the podcast, and this series of events is actually taking place in DC. It's sad, really.
Yeah, it's really sad. And it can happen in pretty much any city. It doesn't matter where you at. Let's just make that very clear. That can happen anywhere. It's just that it's clearly a ring in DC that is like snatching girls left and right, man. It's sad, man. So whatever.
It's either me or D that's gonna have to play the Eddie Murphy role and go on TV and be like, all right, we're looking for this kid, and then we find out Numpsy is behind all the girls getting kidnapped. Boom, golden child.
See,
part
nigga,
2.
you wrong. See now you wrong. Now you wrong. Now I gotta go to Tibet. I don't even.
Gotta go to Tibet for a knife. The plot twist to all this is that D comes back with the knife, and all of a sudden, all 14 girls got saved.
Like, D, what happened? Nigga, you won't believe what happened. First off, it wasn't even in Tibet. We was actually in Texas. Second of all,
some Hispanic dude led me to some cave. I thought it was Nepal, but hey.
next thing, like, let me say, okay, next thing I know, bam, El Chapo. I'm not even bullshitting, my nigga. El Chapo.
So, anyway, Kenong, that's Charlotte Lewis' character, she's visiting him at the court, and I had to laugh at how Eddie has the ball, and the kid was like, oh, come on, man, and he just tells the kid to shut up.
I love that part.
In the best way possible, man. And I thought to myself this whole time, like, Eddie, how long is it going to take you to try to hit on that? It was 8 seconds. That was quicker than I thought.
As soon as he saw her, I was like, oh, he already got his Mac game going on. All right, cool.
He's got his Mac game. He's got
Eddie Murphy in the 8.
He's got his Mac game at the same time. At the same time, he is just hitting her up with jokes really.
And she's giving him like the cold, like, oh God, this guy again. Why are all these guys hitting on me? I need to do a job. But hey, Eddie Murphy's likable enough that she eventually later on succumbs to him. So it's like, all right, because it's Eddie Murphy. Why?
No, I'm just gonna bypass that real quick. I'm not bypass it. I'm just gonna mention that real quick. She gave it up really easy, like easier than I thought it would have been.
Well, it was due to Charlie Dance's.
Wow.
No, actually, to her credit though, it was due to Charlie Dance's shenanigans. Because you remember the whole dream, and she's tied up and shit, and they're talking.
Well, I'm not talking.
Oh,
about
that dream! That dream was hilarious. No, I know the part that Dee's talking about. Dee's talking about that part when they got back, and they were at the airport. That scene, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But D, hold on. But you got to think about it. She had a sit down with her pops and got the green light.
Yeah, I know, but whatever. Anyway.
So she talks to him and stuff, and he's like,
look. I gotta understand. Number one, D is the 80s. What did the 80s not know how to do, D? Good horror movies. Other than that, D. Anyway.
So she's asking him to do this and do this job and stuff, and he's kind of like rebuffs it. So she's following him as he's going on the case of the missing girl and stuff. So he gets to the house and he sees all these drawings on there, and if you already paid attention early in the movie, you already know some shenanigans is happening and stuff. So he's taking pictures. And he pokes an oatmeal. Now, I'll be honest with you, as a kid, I actually did not eat oatmeal after this scene for a minute. He pokes the oatmeal, and there's blood that comes out.
And that's probably why I don't eat oatmeal, man. Golden Child probably messed me up as a kid. I don't eat oatmeal. I don't. I eat cream of wheat. I eat grits, nigga. Yeah, I eat that shit. Oatmeal. Oh, no, I don't touch oatmeal. I think that's probably why when I think about it.
Not even the instant oatmeal, so you know there's no guaranteed blood in it.
Well, Chris, I'm mad that you had to say it like that. So it's guaranteed. How is it guaranteed?
Like, bro, like, come
It's
on,
powder.
C, like, come on, like D, come on, instant oatmeal, throw some cinnamon on top of that, nigga. You be alright.
I'm mad that y'all both are trying to sit here and try to explain to a 33-year-old that the blood won't come out of the oatmeal. I just want y'all to know that.
So she's following them and stuff, and Eddie kind of... Now, I need to remark on something here. What is up with Eddie and that black leather dashiki hat that he had on?
Okay, look, you gotta understand. Number one, L.A. Number two, L.A. And number three, it matched with the tight black pants. That's how it works, man.
I don't know anybody that could have
It
pulled it off, and somehow...
Look, CJ, it complimented the leather jacket, man.
True, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I just...
Because you gotta... Because much like today, everything, even today, it matches. Yeah, I know they're like, the jeans are too small, but guess what? They match though.
So, I like it funny. So he finds her, following him, and eventually, they're talking inside there, and she's bringing up all this mystical stuff, and he's like, all right, so how do we get there? Do I have to project there? And she's just like rolling her eyes like, you got to take this serious, okay? And it's like, well, can you blame him because you're bringing up all this mystical mumbo jumbo, and he's just, anybody would just be like, really?
Look, man, all I'm trying to do is find lost kids. That's all I'm trying to do.
And now you're telling me that there's a special kid that you want me to... And I'm putting specials in quotes here because that's how Eddie Murphy kind of goes about it, like, special kid, huh? Okay.
The fate of the whole world is now in my hands because of my job.
So, they speak to some lady. They go to a massage parlor, and they go downstairs in this basement, and they're speaking to this lady behind...
The woman's name is Kala.
Yeah, and she's behind this little... kind of shade, little shade wall and stuff, and they're asking about the golden child, and she's kind of speaking in riddles and stuff.
Well, not so much riddles, but she's speaking as Snake. No, I'm not giving nothing away.
Well, that comes in later in the movie, and I'm like, that's some nice special effects there.
Well, first of all, they already hinted it by having Key tell Eddie. Well, her mother was raped by a dragon. So she's thousands of years old and very wise.
Yeah. So...
Here's me. Okay. D. Shaw of 3 Black Geeks. I have a question. So, with the raping of the dragon happen, I got a question. Was she on top? Was it like, because I know it's a rape, I know how you go, but like, did he turn into like a human being, dragon type person, or was this like, real talk bestiality? What are we dealing with here? I need to know this. Second of all, how strong is dragon sperm? I await Mr. Hong to tell me.
So
actually, James Hong would tell you back too.
James Hong, like James Hong would just look right back at you and say, "Unfortunately, I cannot give you an answer for that."
Exactly.
Yeah. But you like, see. But if I go to your cousin, he can give me a mogwart though. So
basically, I mean, shit. So she's answering this question, and she's all like, he's asking about the oatmeal and the blood. So basically, what happens is, in order to kill the golden child, you have to make him impure. And Eddie Murphy puts two and two together. So if he eats the oatmeal with the blood, it makes him impure. And she's like, yeah, basically. And he's like, okay, yeah. He literally ends the whole thing asking her, what does she want to do for the weekend? And it pisses her off. And I thought that was hilarious to me.
It's almost like, it's almost I guess in that sense, it's almost like our favorite joke off of, amazingly enough, favorite joke off of Caddyshack 2, Eris, where Chevy Chase is like, you ever see a crisp $50 bill and a girl just laughed across the face? It's almost at that same level where you just insulted the living crap out of her.
Well, to the point that this chick literally says, "This is the chosen one." So,
Like, what do you? I'm like, and look. I don't like how they always, when they try to find a chosen one, they get mad. Number one, because they don't know, they don't see it coming, and they're shocked that they are a chosen one. And number two, when they come up to this person who is just told that they are the chosen one, they don't know how to do anything.
yeah.
Like, how do you not know how to do it? You're the chosen one. Bitch, you just talked to me yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense, man. I always find that weird.
Yeah. So we cut back to the scene where, Numpsy has the golden child and Tex Cobb's character is basically fucking around with the golden child and throwing stuff, and his character kind of is very childlike-ish a little bit and stuff.
Just say he's retarded. It's okay. Because he clearly is retarded.
So
did you like how he brought that Pepsi can to life?
Oh yeah, and
you know what? There's a lot of product placement, and then there's fun product placement.
Well, it was all good just a week ago until Charlie Jans comes in there and ruins the fun. Like, stop! What are you doing?
What is the meaning of this? Was there play?
No play.
Thank you, Siege. Thank you, D. Matter of fact, once he came in and crushed it, and he's telling them get him to eat the oatmeal and all that shit. I'm like, bruh, where's the kid going?
I know.
Kid's not going anywhere.
Well, he goes to his whole "you will eat the oatmeal."
You shall eat the cake, enemy. You shall.
That's a 180, not a 360. If it's a 360.
He's like, if I had done a 360, I would have turned completely around and ended up back where I started.
What? Exactly.
Trust me.
That is the best line ever. I'm sorry, that shit is fucking hilarious, man.
I just like how DJ Sue just goes for it sometimes with these voices.
Again, that's the power of Charlie Dance. I just love him and stuff. So
I love Charlie Dance, man.
So the golden child, in order to keep his vitality up, takes a piece of the 4-leaf clover and eats one.
You know what? Who knew?
Yeah,
who knew that? Who knew?
Talk about curbing your appetite.
Nah, I'm like this, man. Who knew that a kid? Who knew that a 4-leaf clover would actually work on a Tibetan child? Who knew 4-leaf clovers which are luck for the Irish? Yeah. Look, man. The point is the boy is mystical, and that's all you need to know.
Now the monks. Speaking of
which.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry, my bad. Speaking of which, y'all, I know everybody probably already know this already. That ain't a boy. That's actually a girl in real life. Whatever. I think we all know that at this point, right?
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, cool. So, the monk, one of the monks falls out because clearly these monks have not gotten any sleep. So the golden child sees one of them pass out and basically decides to leave a calling card to kind of lead Eddie to where he's at, and it's basically kind of a bird, like a tropical bird.
Yeah, like a toucan, a parrot.
So Eddie was asleep.
Sends out a parakeet.
Yeah, Eddie is asleep, and he wakes up and sees it, and he's like, "Am I waking up from a dream? What's going on here?"
So anybody else see that, or was that just me?
So Eddie ends up getting a call, finds out who grabbed the chick, and he ends up going to a place, which, funny scene. He's going through the backyard of these people cooking out, and he was like, "I'm not here to kill you. I'm gonna get a chip. Can I get a chip?
Want some chips. Just want some chips." Like, ain't nobody gonna get hurt.
Yo, with a gun in hand, that's like the most hilarious ass shit ever. He's like, hey, not gonna kill anybody. Just wanna get a chip.
And was just sit there trying to have a barbecue for his wife and child, and all of a sudden the black man just comes across the gate like what? What the fuck going on here?
I thought he was gonna sit there and get a beer. I'm just gonna get a beer. some chips, and I'm gone. So
even then, I'd looked at him like, bruh, where'd they do that at?
no, and then he ends the scene with, "Hey, turn that over, man. It's burning."
He's like, yeah, turn. He's like, turn it over, man. It's burning. It's burning.
Oh man, so Eddie and Homegirl, because he doesn't know Homegirl is there, and he's in there, and it's a biker gang. Typical biker gang. They're watching MTV and stuff, and Eddie goes in there, and I'm not going to say guns a-blazing, but he clearly ends up getting picked up by one of the guys and stuff, and starts a fight, and Homegirl ends up kind of saving him.
First of all, he walked in the room, pulls out the gun, and says, "Hey, I'd like to ask y'all a couple of questions," and he gets dropped.
You know what? There's one thing. When you hear hair metal and you see a whole lot of bikes outside of said place, don't go in there. They're clearly doing cocaine.
Hey, Eddie,
Nah, they were doing meth.
Hey, but Eddie took all of them out. I did like the maneuver that he did on one dude with the crowbar, where he was like, "Yeah, you know what? I don't have time for this." Nut shot, done.
Nut shot and took the crowbar and hit him, and made him hit himself with it.
Oh man! And Homegirl, we figure out she knows martial arts, because why not?
Because Tibetan monks.
She does that a lot in this movie.
It's like this: Tibetan monks, Tai Chi, Shaw Brothers movie. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah, there. So
obvious stunt double for scenes of said martial arts and backflips and shit.
So
what? I thought for 2 seconds that was her, and I thought to myself, no, it's not.
So he questions one of the biker gangs, and he's like, "Yeah, this guy at this restaurant knows where the girl is at and stuff." Gets to the restaurant, and he ends up fighting Homeboy.
Hold on. CJ, before we even get to the restaurant, can we talk about what happened with the girl? The fact that he tells Eddie, "Yeah, we sold her." It's like we sold her to
Tommy Tong.
To Tommy Tong. And he gave us
the most Asianest of names, by the way.
Yeah. Super stereotypical. But what they sold the girl for was just damn.
Are you surprised?
A pack of cigarettes and what was it? A box of ramen noodles or something? No. I'm sorry. It was a quart of pork fried rice and cigarettes.
Carton of cigarettes.
Yeah, carton of cigarettes. That's what it was. A carton of cigarettes. Carton of cigarettes and a quart of pork fried rice.
Dude, back in 1987, man, they used to give you at least, $100 worth of crack, man. Come on, so.
Look, we talked about it in Turtles, where Homeboy was like, "Hey, you got cigarettes, menthol or non-menthols?" And it was a carton. I'm just saying, those things are gold.
They're bricks, man. They're worth something.
So he goes to the restaurant and he's like, "I'm looking for Tommy Tong," and he does the whole, fingers. You know how Ben Affleck did the whole fictional character shit in Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah. Does the sign language shit.
Does the sign language shit, because let's be real about this and stuff. That's what you do when you're really trying to piss off somebody. Be like, "Tommy Tong." That's what. Because trust me, I've done that before to piss off people too. So it's like, yeah.
I'm mad that you just said that. I'm more mad at the fictional characters.
Fictional characters.
Hey man, that was the funniest shit ever. It's like fictional characters. Come on, guys, come on.
So it's like, am I getting through to you at all?
So Tommy Tong comes out there and he busts out. What's the name of these weapons?
He had the Cabal swords.
Yeah, he had the Cabal swords, and Eddie with the pool cube of justice comes in there, and all of a sudden,
because that's exactly what I was about to call it, the puke.
So all of a sudden, Homegirl comes in there, does the freaking Roy from Arrow unnecessary flips, except this time she actually did something by holding him back, and he's all like, "How did you do that?" And again,
stunt double.
Oh, what do you say?
Stunt double.
Yeah, but yeah, she just does backflips, and Eddie's like, "Hold up, what the hell is going on here?" And so Tommy, he manages to, lead him off the trail, and he sees a rat, and the rat transforms into Charlie Dance. And
Take some out.
And I like how she came in, like how he found a dead body. She's like, "You did this?" Like, I didn't do this. I didn't do this. I'm like, why is there like a I'm not sure moment right now? You could, why?
I'm just saying, I gotta ask. Hey, Charlie, a rat could transform into a bird. Just something, just a cat, but a rat. Okay.
How'd you like the special effects of that transformation, by the way?
80s delicious.
80s
You know what?
delicious.
You know what? I have to agree. That thing was swimming in the 80s.
It was so 80s. I was waiting for Steven Dorff to come out of nowhere on this. Oh my god, man!
I'm sorry, that was a good one, CJ.
Oh man, so Charlie comes out of nowhere and he gets the golden child, and he's again still perturbed like that parent that's trying to get their child to eat their greens. He's like, "You better eat that oatmeal." Just telling you right now, all right? And
I like how the kid just waits for him to walk, like get out of sight. Gets out of sight, and tip over the oatmeal.
yeah, so there's that. So he figures out that Eddie is basically like, he's gonna find you, but we can take care of this. This is not gonna happen.
Oh, but before he does that, before he decides to do that, first Charlie Dance must stand in front of the blue screen, and we watch as
he visits Scorpion's lair from Mortal Kombat.
Right, dude, he gets transported to Scorpion's lair from Mortal Kombat, and he has a conversation with Mel Boja.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna put it out here. Frank, I knew you didn't know you was gonna do this, but if you're gonna be Satan, don't use the Dr. Claw voice anymore.
And look, me and D had this conversation earlier. I told him, bruh, yeah, it sounded like Dr. Claw, but that wasn't Dr. Claw, because Frank had just came off of doing the Transformers movie. That was Soundwave.
Yes, that was.
Man, you wrong.
Because both of these movies came out in the same year.
Man, look, we was like, man, yo, Frank was killing it, man. Frank was eating, man.
I'm telling you right now, man. Mike Ritchie literally was like, "Huh? Hey, what's Frank Welker doing? Is he on the lot? All right, get him."
I get him. You're like Frank, what are you doing? I was just about to do Ghostbusters in an hour and a half. I was smoking weed in my trailer. Do you need me for something?
Gonna need you for about 10 minutes.
Put that joint down, Frank.
Like, put the joint down. We need you to come in. Like, dude, like, just say this line. Read this line. Like, you know what? Here's 5 lines. Read them as Soundwave.
Okay, fine. How much am I getting paid again? $50,000? All right, word.
Like $50,000. Don't worry, check's already in the mail.
It'd be like that. Look, here's like he'd be like reading Vanity the next day. Golden Child. Hey, honey, I'm in that movie. For really? Like, wow. What we're going to premiere? Bitch, nobody don't know who I am.
It's like I roll incognito, dog. What are you talking about?
Like that. You just like Frank. When are you going to get noticed, Heifer? If you don't sit down, I am Scooby Doo. I got a job for life.
So Eddie ends up. They go back to the house, and Eddie is kind of in a dream sequence of sorts, and it's a very weird dream.
It's a controlled dream by Charlie Dance.
Because on one hand, one of the lackeys looked like Jim Carrey. I'm surprised it wasn't Jim Carrey.
Yeah, the monkey dude.
Yeah, I was surprised it wasn't Jim Carrey, because he was looking like almost Fire Marshal Bill-ish.
You know what? They didn't really I understand that he had like a monkey thing going on, but they didn't really explain. At least, you know what? They didn't explain about it. Even Charlie Dance's character really too much, man. They really didn't get into it. He's just like, hey, he's a sorcerer. There you go. You're done. That's all you need.
But I did like him and Eddie Murphy's conversation where Eddie is just like, again, he's just making light of all this, and Charlie is just being very subdued and controlled. Like, oh, you think this is a dream, huh? So that's interesting. Just because you see those people over there clapping, yeah, that's nice.
At that point, I wanted to freak out. Like, wait a minute, man. Those are my audience.
I'm going to make this offer as attractive as I can.
Here's it's like this, like dude, for real.
Yo, Eddie's doing things like he takes the cane from Walter Texas Cobb, and the audience is clapping like, "Yay!"
You got the old white couple in the very front with the big ass coke ball glasses they all white people had in the 80s.
No, yo, and I like how he literally sits there and says, he's talking to Numpsy, and he's like, "Yeah, I like your motif here. Got a little Morris Day vibe going here. I like that."
Right there,
Oh,
right there, I just needed Charles to just look at him as he's taking in all these jokes and say, if God were a villain, he'd be me.
Now, Charlie, now Numpsy leaves him a calling card like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave this mark here," and Eddie's like, "I wonder if this thing is infected."
I like how he named all those probably what was it, 70s and 80s medicines like Mercurochrome.
Yo, Mercurochrome, man. Yo, bro. What's the other one? What was the? Gosh, I heard it not too long. If he said Nuprin, I would have died laughing.
So
I was looking at Wayne's World not long ago, and they did the old Nuprin commercial. I'm like, wow,
Nuprin, little, yellow, different.
Now, what had me rolling is we mentioned earlier how we knew this is a dream because Homegirl is all like, "Oh, maybe we can, get together and all that stuff." And I
like how they were finishing each other's sentences, too.
And it gets to the part where everybody's clapping, and I've used this meme plenty of times of Charlie Dance clapping in front of the applause screen.
Yeah.
So he wakes up from the dream, and he sees the mark, and he's like, "Holy shit, this is actually legit." So he talks to what's-her-face, and she tells him about the dagger and stuff that can be used to kill the golden child, once he becomes mortal.
First of all, before we even talk about that, bruh, he went and rescued her. She was tied up with tissue paper.
I was going to say, was that tissue paper?
That was tissue paper that she was tied up to against the wall, looking like Katana from Mortal Kombat.
Actually, it was more like Sonya when she was tied up in Mortal Kombat.
Nah, see, first of all, Sonya had a lot more clothes on in that movie.
True. Very much true.
I said Katana because, god damn, look at that.
Yeah.
Either way, it was classic.
Them twins was out.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to the was it the fight scene with the biker gang? Bruh, she kicked that one biker into the freaking water pipe, and all that water just doused her. We got wet t-shirt Charlotte Rose. Jesus.
I like how Eris said that. I like how you just said Jesus like that. It felt like you just immediately grabbed your shit like, God, my dick. Oh, what's she doing?
I'm like, damn, this is painful.
It's like sweet baby. It's like sweet baby Jesus.
I'm like, them. First of all, you get this. First of all, them sweater puppets was on point.
You know that meme of that dude that's sweating but licking his lips?
Nah. See, he's like Bishop A. Long when he got the shit in his mouth like,
See you wrong. Because look, you're wrong for two reasons. You're wrong for two reasons. Number one, they ain't the right meme. And number two, Eddie was clearly thinking about little boys when that happened.
Ugh.
Or we can go to TD Jake's face where he's like, Lord.
Lord.
Oh,
Lord. Not
or
Lord. Lord.
Or take it back to the classic meme. Bruh.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Bruh leaned up in the chair.
You got the James Harden zone. You got the James Harden one where he just looking at you like, come on now.
Yeah, he just runs away like, I'm running.
Yeah.
So he's talking to her and he tells her basically about, Numpsy, Sardo Numpsy and all them, he's real and the scar and stuff. And that's when he says, as you guys said, it was a controlled dream. So it's basically kind of like maybe if he died in a dream, he probably would have died in real life and stuff. It's kind of some Freddy Krueger shit, basically.
He left us. It was so funny. We left that scar. They're like, oh, okay, okay. It's like Eddie was just taking that in stride.
Now they found out they had to fly.
Cool.
So they found out they got to fly to Tibet, and in typical fashion and stuff, when they got to fly overseas, it's basically like, hey, they're going to another country, so there's going to be a lot of ethnic people in there, and Eddie is just listening to the sitar music that's playing and stuff, and he's just like, I guess I gotta listen to this the whole way and stuff.
Bruh, how about in that same scene we see cats smoking on the airplane?
The 80s.
Here's me. I was just about to say the 80s.
I'm like, the 80s.
You don't remember freaking what the fuck is that damn movie? Delta Force, when a terrorist took over that plane and there was some older dudes smoking. I was like, man, the 80s, man, you can get away with anything.
I mean, just looking at that, I'm like, God, how much shit did we get away with in the 80s?
Hey.
Too much. This is when see the 80s was a weird time where if you had enough money, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Really, really, really could do whatever the fuck you wanted to do. And then B, if you just had just enough money, you could get cocaine. The 80s was wonderful.
So they get to Tibet, right? And they're kind of looking around and stuff, and the bird that the golden child left there and stuff is basically leading them to, where he
the
needs
monastery.
to the monastery and stuff. Now, what ends up happening is he ends up coming across Victor Wong, who is playing the kind of character Victor Wong plays, which is the
Victor Wong.
The asshole.
Victor Wong.
Yeah.
It's Victor Wong.
The asshole person.
Because Victor Wong played Victor Wong in what was that? Three Ninjas.
Yeah.
It was the same thing. I'm Asian and I'm crazy.
Now, Eddie.
Now watch as I do backflips with my stunt double.
Thank you.
Now, I love this exchange where he's asking for a specific medallion. He puts the other medallion on him, and he takes the $100 bill. And he's like, no. You took a Ben Franklin. You get the George Washington. And you gave me the wrong necklace, too. And I was like, all right.
He's like, oh, you're breaking my heart.
Ass wipe. It's like, oh, you speak English just fine, don't you?
You a Bama like shit, man.
He really is. So it was like, going through all this and stuff, and then he just ended up disappearing. So
then we get loud, funny, threatening Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat your ass. It's like,
him yelling.
He's like, dude, it's gonna be leaving Kathmandu bloody and naked. It's like, damn.
I'm gonna bust your ass when I see you.
So they're using a boat and stuff, and Eddie again, he's doing this whole still complaining about this dude saying, when I find you, I'm gonna paddle your ass, I'm gonna roll your ass till it bleeds and shit. And I was like, okay.
I was like, it hit me at that point. I was like, there were so many black people that tried to do Eddie Murphy in other movies after this, that same type of thing. It's like, dude, it's been 16 minutes. Why are you still mad? Like any other black comedian that does that same bit always overdoes it, or they Chris Tucker it, where it becomes annoying.
Chris Tucker, with Chris Tucker, what he did is like, hey, Chris could have just stopped like 2 minutes ago.
Chris, shut up. Chris, not me, not you. But
like, damn, man, this is how 3 Black Geeks split up, huh? He just
like 3 Black Geeks split up over a Chris Tucker joke, where CJ couldn't learn the difference.
All of a sudden, I see Chris Tucker in real life. He's like, "Thanks a lot, asshole," and he's like, "What the hell did I do?"
What the fuck is you? 3 Black Geeks? Oh!
No. Oh, CJ, you won't even say nothing to him. You're giving the Bernie Mac fresh off the train slap.
It's Chris. Hi, I'm Chris with 3 Black Geeks. Well, at least I was. Now with some other group.
Fucking bootleg group. Some bullshit.
Like, no, right there. Chris, like, some bootleg group. This is bullshit. Chris, this is NBC4. I don't care what it is.
I don't like these other 2 black people. We're 3 black dudes.
Look, right there. You hit the reverse of John Cena. I happen to let you know. For 6 years, I helped run 3 Black Geeks. Time of my life. Until we got confused over a Chris Tucker joke. This man ruined my life. Nigga, y'all ain't make no money off that thing yet. Shut up!
So he gets there, and we get the famous scene where they have to use these circle things in order to speak, and we find out Victor Wong is the monk there and stuff. And it's the famous scene where he's like, yeah, he needs to ask for the knife. He was like, I said, I want the knife.
Here's me. He's disrespecting their heritage.
Well, see, me, I was all like, oh, it's because he's black.
You know, that's just as good. Oh, that Eddie Murphy.
Scratching like those hip-hop kids. MTV.
Like the hippie hop. Yeah, thank you. MTV.
So he finally sits there after the same time. He's like, ask it again. And then all of a sudden he's like, I want a knife. Please.
Finally.
Oh, man. But I was like, you know what? I did like the befuddled look at the monks when he did that shit for the first time. Like, I said, I want the knife. And they're like, the hell was that?
Look, the hell was that? What is he doing? How do we know English?
I know, right? They're just looking at him like, so, this whole time, huh? Alright, cool. So,
In the middle of Nepal. In the middle of Nepal, just so happens that English is the second language.
I did like that little pause before he said please, where he just looked at her like, please.
Anyway.
So he leads him down to this basement, and he has to go through this trial, and the trial is basically, hey, you gotta go across and don't spill the water, and you gotta go across this these logs. So at first he's like, okay, you know, he's gonna go across there. So at first he doesn't take it seriously. He flicks a penny and doesn't hear anything down. He's like,
because he sees it. Because when he first walks in there, he's like, man, this ain't nothing. Like, come on, man, y'all need to do something about all these cobwebs.
No. What had me rolling was the line after that. He's like, there's a ground. See, you're trying to make me scared because you're gonna make me scared, and I'm gonna run back and say there's no ground. No, there's a ground. He flicks the penny, and he's just waiting for the sound.
Hey, man, ain't no ground.
That was the most blackest thing. Hey, there ain't no ground.
No, just the fact that twice that he literally, his body, he was leaping ahead, like, where's the drop? Where's the coin drop?
Like, oh shit, this is serious. There ain't no ground.
So he has to go across this whole Ninja Warrior thing and shit. And he finally
in the middle of everything.
Surprised he didn't spill the water, by the way, and stuff, because at one point the bridge that he crosses just blows up. I'm like, okay, wow, this is dangerous.
Excuse me, they did that shit on purpose.
Well, he was not, but the thing of it is, the guy said there's a path to get to the flame pit and stuff with the dagger, and then he's all yelling back like, I thought you said the path, just trying to kill me. He's like, well, you have to kind of figure out when to, break the, going from the path and when to do it. And he's like, I'll break your ass when I get out of here and shit. So he gets there,
and then the whole thing was, he couldn't put his hand to the fire. And it was like, I got to be pure like the water. So basically he drank the water, which was
to my sweet brother Numpsy. He drinks it and gets it, and then play the victory Final Fantasy fanfare when he grabs it. Dun, 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 dun.
See, you went for that one. You went for that one. I went for the Zelda because he got the weapon.
Here's me. Now get me the fuck out of here.
Yo, I'd like to see the scene that shows him getting out.
Yeah, I would too, because I don't know how any of that worked.
So he ends up talking to Victor Wong outside and stuff, and it's kind of him getting the cosign, like, oh, you like her, don't you? Well, I guess I'll give you the cosign to do whatever with her.
All right then.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a very
easy.
Yeah, so
easy.
So they come back, and actually after that, she's talking to him, and he's all like, "Oh, he's a very nice dude." And he's like, "Yeah, he's been trying to come on to me since I met him. Jeez."
Hey, come on,
Yeah.
You see, he's trying to come on to her. Come on.
Well, it's to the point, but she's doing the whole typical, he's an idiot. And then Victor Wong's like, well, he's brave at least. I mean, come on. I'm just saying. He's a nice dude.
Come on. Give it up to him. What? Come on. What? Give him the pussy. What?
You know what? Honestly,
Come on, you know
if you
you
look
want
at if you really be honest with you look at the dialogue and the way they're talking, it's like he basically was kind of more or less saying that.
Go ahead. Go ahead. What are you talking about, father? Fuck him. Go ahead.
I love the fact that he said, and when you're going to marry him, you have my blessing. I'm like, Jesus, they ain't even. You know what? Whatever. It's Tibet.
But actually, here's her. Actually, I just wanted to fuck him, Dad. I ain't want to do all that. Thank you. Thank you. I was just trying to get myself.
Now, in order for him to get the knife across the border, he slips the knife into this white dude's garbage, this his carry-on and stuff, and all of a sudden he trips the dude up when they go across, and he's all like, "Yeah, I'm part of the people, the stolen artifacts of America and stuff." And the dudes there are like, literally got the stone face. I don't believe you. Like really, And he's all like, he's saying, "Hey, you're all great people and stuff," and they're all smiling like, "All right, hey, American, cool, awesome," and they let him go and stuff, and comes back to America.
It's what I call Eddie Murphy diversion. That's what I call them.
The Eddie Murphy diversion. And you see how many
always
times
loud.
Like, do you see how many times Charlotte was face palming?
Yeah, like how's this bit working?
Yeah, so he gets back to America, and Numpsy is there with cops saying, basically kind of accusing him. Yeah, when he comes in, I need you to get,
if I don't have my property returned to me, I want him arrested.
Yeah. So.
Sweet brother Numpsy.
So, as Dee says, Eddie does another Eddie diversion in order to keep himself, from getting arrested and stuff like that. Numpsy's like, "Hey, so how long are you going to keep this up? Because if you don't give me the knife, I am going to kill you."
It's like, "Oh, I'm going to keep this up until I get arrested." See what happens is I get arrested.
They put me in jail.
And they're going to throw me in jail. And they're going to take the knife that you so desperately want, and they're going to put that in the little room, and they're going to put like a little sticker on it that says Exhibit A, and it's just going to sit there. And I'm going to sit in my room, the knife's going to sit in this little room, and I'm going to sit there waiting for the trial, which can come anywhere from a month to a whole year. And you don't really want to do anything like that now, do you?
It's like, clearly you don't know how the legal system in America works, sir. For black people.
And then that's when it hit. But then that's when it hits me. What if Noomsay just kills everybody there because he wants to kill the golden child?
What if his
What's stopping him?
I mean, what if his boss doesn't want him to kill people? That's kind of what I figured.
What boss?
Well,
Mel Boja.
Mel Boja. Maybe he doesn't want him to get bloody. Yeah. So
I mean, whatever.
So they go to a.
Don't question it, D. Don't question it.
So they go to.
Okay.
So they go to a compound outside in Napa Valley, and they stay there with the knife, and Eddie has a knife inside of a briefcase and stuff. With attached to him with handcuffs and stuff. So Numpsy ends up attacking with his monkey ninja and Tex Cobb and the other Buddhist monk and stuff. So
I'm glad you call him Tex Cobb. You just call him Tex Cobb just off the break, man.
Yeah, I have to because it's there. So, they're attacking, and homegirl is in lingerie and just kicking the shit out of people in lingerie because why not? Yeah, I mean she's doing it. She's doing the work in and stuff.
Now keep in mind, this whole fight broke out right before she asked Eddie, "Hey, aren't you coming to bed?" In other words, I'm trying to get it in, aren't you? He goes, nah.
Here's Eddie. I do have somebody that's trying to kill me for this thing, chick. Thank you for the invite, though.
Eddie's like, nah, I think I'm just gonna chill down here. And then she goes to bed. Classic, the classic. I'm gonna lay on one side of the bed feeling sad because I offered to give it up, and he said no.
Now
but I gotta give it up. I gotta give it up to her. She is doing it the right way, though. She is sad. She is mad. She is probably upset. She is sad. She is upset. But she has her butt cheeks out just in case he walks in there and he changes his mind.
I mean, real talk. On the side, she's just laying on her side, by the way. I'm like, you really are just emphasizing this.
Come on,
You
man.
just waiting. You just waiting for him to slide in you like some DMs.
So,
Hey, G, like, I ain't stupid. I ain't stupid. You ain't got to go in there and cry. We ain't stupid.
So, essentially, she's basically, they're fighting and stuff, and she does another one of those backflips, and she takes an arrow to the back.
Yeah.
See?
Now, it's so funny because when she see Noomse picking up the crossbow, she purposely flips into the arrow hitting her in the back, and I'm thinking to myself, that all of that just looked awkward.
Yeah.
All of it looked awkward.
So basically, she has a timetable of like, James Wong is like, hey, look, you can save her if you get the Golden Child, but you gotta get there by nightfall, because if you get him by nightfall, that's when they can kill him, essentially. Even though the kid didn't have him, they have the dagger, so they have to wait till nightfall to kill him, anyways.
Thank God this movie goes by Child's Play rules, and they just make up rules as they go. So that's actually the good thing about this movie. It's a saving grace, actually. Ruins every other movie. It saves this movie.
So Eddie is looking around for where Noomse's place is, and he remembers, oh shit, the bird's there. So
Oh wait! Before that, remember Eddie's upset, super upset. He decides he pulled back the curtain, and he's like, "Man, none of that matters. She's dead." Oh,
Snake Lady.
was true.
Yeah. So she was a dragon.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how you like that Harryhausen stop motion action she had for like 6 seconds, and then they didn't do nothing with it?
Well, you mean that You mean that animation that was going at like 15 frames a second?
I mean, yo, man, I have seen Nintendo games get locked up that went quicker than that. What was that about, man?
Thank God they cut it.
Yeah, that was weird. Anyway,
They cut it before anybody could notice.
So,
that's the equivalent of watching like Underground, and they cut away from a bad shot where the lichens show up, where it looks just bad, so they cut it off 2 seconds in because they know it's shit. That's what that was.
So he goes in there. He finally gets to the place, and he gets attacked by Monkey Dude, and he ends up, the Monkey Dude ends up getting hung. Now, we find out before all this and stuff that Tex Cobb's character ends up getting in contact with the Golden Child, and she touches him, and he ends up becoming good. And
yeah, because
that's what they do and stuff. So. When Eddie is infiltrating the place and stuff, when one of the archers is about to get the drop on him, Tex Cobb comes out of nowhere and snaps his neck. And he's like, hey, come on, I can help you save the kid. And he does help save the kid.
All right.
So he saves the kid, but he also is like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and kill Noomse. And, Noomse ends up, again, going to the Harryhausen special effects of like, clearly I got you at a bad time. I'll come back again. I'm out.
It's like demon transformation. I become the Dark Lord.
Yeah. So the Dark Lord is chasing him, and I'm like, so nobody in LA notices a winged demon chasing after a car?
No!
Sounds like LA to me.
Sounds like LA. They're like, bro, what you talking about? This is a Tuesday.
Nigga, it's LA, man. Last week, I saw a dragon get in a fight with a prostitute. It was amazing.
So they're running away, and they do a little bit of a stopover inside of a water tower and stuff, and Eddie ends up getting into a one-on-one fight somehow with them, with the assistant of the Golden Child, and they escape from the creature.
Yeah.
And it's weird, too, because the special effects for it is deliciously 80s. Just everything about it and stuff.
And how?
Nah,
and
it
the
was
way
not.
that And the way the Dart Lord gets taken out, Dart Lord gets pieced out pretty easily and quite quickly.
Well, we haven't got there yet. After the first mini fight and stuff, they escape because they think they got crushed inside the building and stuff.
Right.
So, well, also too, Eddie loses the dagger inside there, but they're like, oh, well, it got crushed by a cement block, so we're good. So to get there, and they get back to the place in time with the Golden Child, and the Golden Child ends up saving what's-her-face and stuff. Actually, no, the demon comes down. I forgot.
Yeah, the demon comes down right before it was about to happen.
With dagger in hand, by the way, and looking pretty worse for wear. And we find out that little medallion that Victor Wong gave him somehow deflects the dagger's power and doesn't kill him.
Because, foreshadowing in, and wait a minute, how did he know that? Well, whatever, who knew?
So the Golden Child uses his powers of telepathy to give the dagger to Eddie, and Eddie proceeds to stab the monster.
Yay!
Evil, right there. Evil's punished. We got how many more? We got what? 4 minutes left in the movie. All right, let's wrap it up.
So it's still daylight. It's not dark. It's not dark yet, and the Golden Child touches her.
And I call bullcrap that it ain't dark yet, but whatever.
Yeah, so he ends up touching her, and she ends up, bam, she wakes up and stuff, and they end up hooking up at the end of the movie.
Boning?
Yeah, basically.
After him saving the world, yeah.
He kind of deserved it.
Hey, hey.
Yeah, I think so.
Now
you see them leaving, and this is the ending. He gives the Golden Child the freaking backwards cap, and he's like, "Hey, you know what? I was thinking about how about we make you a magician."
Well, I like the build up where he's all like, "How long you gonna leave? 2 weeks? All right. Well, I got you this hat because I don't want the kids popping you upside the head, with the big head and shit, I like how he did the slapping thing, but yeah, like you said, I'm gonna put you in the show business and stuff with the birds and stuff, throw a rock and let it flow off and stuff, standing ovations over everybody, and then use throw the rock at Ed McMahon on Star Search because hey, 80s.
He's like, yeah, I want you to throw it. Can you get a rock and just throw it at Ed McMahon hard?
Again, the Star Search nod. I was like, oh, because 80s, because Star Search was a thing.
So y'all got a Star Search in Tibet?
I'm pretty sure they do. No, they don't. No, I don't know. That's a good question.
Star Search Tibet.
Hey, how's everybody doing in Nepal? All right, yeah.
So that was the Golden Child. A couple things I wanted to point out in the production details. So this movie was. The guy who got the writing credit for this, Dennis Feldman. He's actually a professional photographer, and it actually got Hollywood's attention and went into a bidding war with Paramount Pictures, who purchased the script for $300,000.
That dude was on the come up.
I feel like we could have got more than likely a much better movie than what we got, because John Carpenter was originally scheduled to direct this movie, but he dropped out of. Now, here's the irony. He dropped out of it and later went on to direct Big Trouble in Little China, which used 3 or 4 of the actors from this movie.
I was going to say that's amazing that happened. I was going to say he did it. Wait a minute. So would that make that Golden Child try to start that little mystical Asian thing, or was just a thing that the 80s tried to do?
But here's the funny thing about that, D. John Carpenter, not only did he go in and do Big Trouble in Little China and star Kurt Russell, but he made sure, it was reported that the project was rushed through post-production just to make sure that the premiere was to precede Golden Child.
Wow.
And also, Eddie Murphy was not the original actor that was going to be selected for this movie. Originally, Mel Gibson was going to play the role of Chandler Jarrell, and when Gibson wasn't available, the producers decided, hey, let's go with Eddie Murphy, and they turned the movie from a serious adventure drama into a comedy.
I think it works as a comedy, honestly.
It works. It does work as a comedy. But just imagine how different this movie would have been.
We would have got maybe crazy Mel Gibson from Lethal Weapon in this movie if we did get him.
Now you gotta think about it. It's going to be a little bit less. It would have been less lighthearted, and I don't know. Would have been more action, or would have been just the same.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Hey, Eddie Murphy was supposed to be in Star Trek 4 though.
That's like the third time you mentioned that.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's just amazing. He was going to be in Star Trek movies. Like, nah,
I don't remember this shit.
I'm going to make
the
Golden
brother
Child.
could have been in space.
So check this out. So the movie was released on December of '86, and Golden Child was a box office success. The movie made almost $80 million in the U.S. alone, making it That was the 8th biggest movie of the year. But the studio felt that the movie was a disappointment when compared to Eddie's previous movie, which is Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, a movie that made almost $235 million at the box office.
Man, get out
You know
of
what?
here.
I hate it when Hollywood does that, man. Like, you didn't do it like last time.
I'm like, bruh, just, first of all, you look at a movie like Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop told a really good story. Not saying The Gold Child wasn't a good story, but come on now.
Well, I mean,
It was a different type of beast, too, man.
They're two different types of films.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, this is a movie that at that period of time it beat out Three Amigos its opening weekend. So it's like, oh, you beat the three comedians of that time and era at the time. So that's actually not bad. I mean, shit.
That really ain't that bad either. It really
now, and given the music of the movie, can you believe this movie almost had Alan Silvestri from Back to the Future do the music for this? He almost did the music for this movie, but he turned it down.
That would have been interesting. It's like, oh, so we're gonna get something iconic like Back in Time almost with this.
I mean, that would have been awesome if we had got that, but no, we didn't get it. Instead, the music went over to John Barry.
And we got a bunch of Casio farts with him.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of symphonic scores and synth pop and R&B, soft rock and classic rock, of course. But it was mostly synth pop. But hey, I didn't complain.
Oh man. So, but yeah, you know what's funny? It got John Barry. That dude's done a lot of movies. Yeah, but anyways, but yeah, Golden Child. Is this on Blu-ray?
I would not be surprised if it was.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, you know what's funny? They got the director of this movie. He actually did all the Fletch movies. But anyways, that is it for Golden Child. But anyways, we will catch you guys later. Peace out.
Later.